Good afternoon. My name is Bond, James Bond, and I'm not Paul's grandfather. Tonight I want to showcase some stuff, some James Bond and Beatle memorabilia. I don't even know where to start. I have like tons of Bond stuff. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna start here. This is a remote control Aston Martin DB5. This is from the film Casino Royale with Daniel Craig. Beautiful little remote control car. Pretty awesome. Pretty cool. And the antenna, of course, goes up. Beautiful, huh? Look at that sucker. As I had mentioned before, I take him to the shopping mall, and the parking lot, the ground is really smooth, and they can go. That I had mentioned in the other video about the Batmobile, how how it goes, and it's pretty fast. This is it. The uh, remote control James Bond DB5 from Daniel Craig's Casino Royale. I thought it was a great film. But, I got to be honest. I love Timothy Dalton as Bond, as you could see on my shirt from The Living Daylights. Great, great film. One of my favorites. I loved them all. Another one I liked was George Lazenby, who played Bond in one film on Her Majesty's Secret Service. I thought he'd done a superb job. I really did. He was great. Now, these are sideshow toys. I have a number of them. I have Roger Moore from Live and Let Die. Uh, he kind of looks a little strange right now, and he has his 357 Magnum. I'm sorry, 44 Magnum. He used the 44 Magnum because the Dirty Harry movie was out about a year before, or probably around the same year that the first Dirty Harry came out. So the 44 Magnum was really famous, because of Dirty Harry. And this one is, of course, it looks not spiffed up there. Daniel Craig as Bond, which is pretty cool. And of course, who could forget Sean Connery, the best Bond, I would say. And I have others. I have Timothy Dalton. These are some model kits. This one's not that old. It came out in the '90s. It's a little model of James Bond and Odd Job. It's pretty cool. A little bitty model. Now this one here is, I believe, 1965, 66. Odd Job Aurora model kits. And I have one built up already. And this is the Aurora uh, Sean Connery James Bond, which is cool. An oldie but goodie there. If you could find the original, they're quite expensive and collectible. I thought this was pretty nice. I love, man, look, I fell in love with her when I saw the movie at the theater. Actually had a little part in the film, but she wasn't on the set. Uh, I was a kid. I was in the wedding scene. We filmed out at Bayou Liberty in Louisiana, outside of New Orleans, Slidell, Irish Bayou area. But anyway, Jane Seymour as Solitaire. She was awesome, awesome lady. I did meet her some years after, and so nice. She was so nice. What's weird about working on Live and Let Die? Uh, I'll never forget. One of the days was a Friday. It was a Friday the 13th, October, Friday the 13th. And what happened, a lot of the stuntmen back then, it's kind of hard to tell, but if you look really, really good and superimpose, a lot of the stuntmen that were driving the boats were not black. They were uh, made up in black makeup. And man, look, they tried. A lot of people went to the hospital too. A lot of the stuntmen, because once the boat comes out of the bayou and starts landing on land, they're trying to steer the boat on land, and it wasn't steering, and a lot of them crashed into trees. It was crazy, but it was unforgettable. That's for sure. I remember the wedding cake. They had a lot of wedding cakes made up, some with cream, some with shaving cream, and when they crashed into the cake and all that, that was fun to work on. I worked on oh gosh, what was in it? Hard Times. I worked on Hard Times around the same time. My father had a gentleman working for him, Gabriel Puccia, who's been in many films. Uh, he was a car collector, and he had everything, the golden Cadillacs, and he had the car that he drives, and he's got a part in it. He's James Coburn and Charles Bronson's driver, and that's Gabriel. Well, they rented a lot of the cars from him for the shoot, and he got me that little part in Live and Let Die in Hard Times. And my mother is the one that got me in on Live and Let Die when I was a kid. I worked on Pretty Baby later on. I worked on a film called Hard Case. Uh, oh gosh, a bunch of them back then. There was one with Barbie Benton and Dee Dee Khan, Murder at the Mardi Gras. That was a pretty, and Bill Daly. It was a pretty fun movie. And we were living in Louisiana at the time with my dad's business, and it brought us a lot of places. And so this is another, little collectible. It's fairly new, maybe 10 years old or so. I have one of the Godfather too, the James Bond Monopoly. I like this. It's pretty cool. And oh, look. Well, let me show you this. Now uh, this one's Timothy Dalton as James Bond. Um, he's great. This is from License to Kill. Let's see if you could see it. There you go. He might be kind of moved around some. I opened him up to take some pictures, and he might be rambling around in the box. And another guy that I met when we were doing the Britannia Awards, he was there, and I was one of the presenters and presented Roger Moore's Lifetime Achievement Award, and that was fun. Richard Keel, Jaws from James Bond, which is really great. I have a one of the small ones. I believe it was Remco or NECA was one of the ones that great guy. When I when I met him, I felt really bad because he was having a lot of problems walking around. He's a very big guy, of course, and he was having a lot of problems walking. That was around maybe 98 or 99. And here's another sideshow of Odd Job. I brought when I went to Miami once, and I went to the Fontainebleau, the Hilton there, and I took the Bond figure and him, and took pictures by the hotel where he meets uh, uh, Goldfinger, and this one here is Scaramanga from The Man with the Golden Gun. Christopher Lee, another fantastic actor. Oh, and this one. Oh, sorry about that. A lot of stuff just fell. Do you remember In Live and Let Die? Well, this one, this is another Roger Moore figure from The Man with the Golden Gun. Now, if you will excuse me, I got some action figures to pick up. And we're back. Okay, so where was I? Oh, yes. Um, this is Pierce Brosnan from Die Another Day. I thought the sideshow figures were pretty cool. Um, Not a whole lot of the James Bond figures out there. There's some. I know Hot Toys does some. I had bought these before that. This is met this guy. We talk about great dude and a great voice. He was so funny when I met him. Is Robert Davi. He played Sanchez in License to Kill. What a great dude. Funny as can be, man. Tough guy too. I mean, like, you know, Bronx tough. Really cool. Um, Nice guy to be around. Oh, it was such a pleasure being with him. And of course, Teehee from Live and Let Die, uh, the one that got his arm bit off by the alligator. Remember? Oh, Alfred took his arm off. Now these are Action Man. It's a version of GI Joe that came out in Britain years ago, and I think they're pretty cool. This one is Golden Eye, and as you can see, he's got the scar like GI Joe, and let's see, I'm gonna hold it up like that. But he's got the scar like GI Joe, and they did a version of some of the Bond figures, and that one is from GoldenEye. This one is from The Spy Who Loved Me, which is pretty cool. I love that movie. Barbara Bach is incredible. No wonder Ringo married her. Uh, yeah, and he comes with the Union Jack flag, yeah, as a parachute, like the other little figure that I showed you in previous videos that was autographed by Roger Moore. Um, and it comes with the real parachute of the Union Jack flag. Now, this is something I loved as a kid, and I still got the original, and I was able to buy him again. Um, it's the G.I. Joe Secret Agent. I just thought I'd kind of throw him in just for you to look at because James Bond was a big deal back then in the early '70s, and so they decided to go with the secret agent, and he's got the kung fu grip. It was great. Oh, great times, man, great times. I know I showed you a few before um, of some of the cars. This is the Lotus Esprit from For Your Eyes Only, Corgi. They're cool little cars, and you know what? I don't know what they're going for now. I'm sure they're going for a few bucks, but I'm sure you could still find them. If I told you where I found these, you wouldn't believe me. Found them at a drugstore about 15 years ago. I found them at a drugstore, and I paid $4.99 for these suckers. I showed you this one in other videos, the original DB5. And let's see. This one is, I think I showed you that one too. That one's from Die Another Day. And this one, I know you remember, from The Spy Who Loved Me. You know what? I have to make a correction. Yeah, that one, the Lotus Esprit is from For Your Eyes Only. And I know you remember the floating one from The Spy Who Loved Me. Pretty cool. And of course, you got Goldfinger's Rolls Royce. Beautiful car, man. beautiful car. I believe it's a, yeah, it's a Rolls Royce. Yeah, 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 it's the Rolls Royce. But anyway, yeah, it was great, man. All these movies. Um, now this one, this one comes with the Odd Job figure. This is the Rolls Royce Sedan Steville, and it's a pretty cool. And I showed you this one before, uh, the DB5. I think it's the 85 or 86 DB5 from Living Daylights. It's pretty cool. I'm gonna show. Oh, and this is it's a replica, so don't freak out. But it's a replica Walther PPK. I thought it was pretty cool. Now, what I'm about to show you, look, this goes way back. Now, I remember when I was a kid, trying to get these out of the gumball machine, and pieces of gum were a penny back then. My sister got them for me. I don't know how much she spent getting them, but they're the original. Oops, they're the original Beetle gumball rings, the little flasher rings. If you could see, I hope it shows on here. And I got all four. Uh, I got Paul, Ringo, George, and John. And back then in gumball machines, I don't know if really a lot of people remember. That's the old flasher rings. I don't know if it shows up on film, but years ago in the gumball machines, they would have this one uh, gumball, and if you was able to get this gumball out of the machine, you'd bring it to the register, and they would give you a prize, and or sometimes they would give you money for it. And the gumball was a replica of Mars. It was so cool, and you always tried to get that gumball out of there. Now this is the I believe this is the '66 original Celica 2000 from You Only Live Twice. It's a little Hot Wheels. I picked it up. I've been trying to find a 1/1/8 scale, and it's hard to find. I've been trying to find a 1/64. I cannot find that sucker, man. And believe me, I've been looking. Now these go way back. And what's strange about these? Now this I'm presenting this one. I have an extra Paul. This is Remco. Well, this one is a hard plastic, and it's Paul. These are very old. I have most of their instruments in the boxes, and you have Ringo, and you have John. I had to keep the guitar on John. And you have John and George. Now, this Paul, okay, the other ones, and I know you're not going to be able to see it, but on the back it says licensed by Remco Incorporated, licensed by Remco Company. Now he's a soft plastic, okay, and the other ones are. Now this Paul is a very hard plastic, and on the back it has the Beatles on the back, and right down here, right under here, it says licensed by Celuteb Incorporated. Celuteb Incorporated is Beatles spelled backwards. I thought that was pretty cool. This one's different from all the other ones. And when I was going to school, I had this in third grade, my old Beatles pencil case. I had some of the pencils, and I used some of them and managed to save them. Oh, look, I was good at saving my stuff, man. And I have my my little Beetle pencils, and it has their birthday and what they were known as. The kooky beetle, the wild beetle, the cute beetle, the Quiet Beetle, and this is an old Beatles coin case. This is original. Um, oh, look, and here's another. This was like a pin that you would get. Um, I don't know where the other three are. This one's George Harrison, and they're little pin back pins that you would put on. Oops, they were old. Now this is original, man. I'd love to be able to show you the dates. Let's see if we can find the dates on it and you'd be able to see it. Yeah, the dates at the bottom, and these are original 1964 playing cards, still in great shape. Um, I thought that was just little stuff, I wanted to present. I have stuff everywhere, and I know I should be more organized and get everything together and present everything at the same time. Uh, I know sometimes it's just trying to find the stuff. It's in boxes everywhere. What I went through to find that remote control car, and I have the Z24, the BMW from Tomorrow Never Dies. I have that one too. It's a remote control uh, vehicle from that. And there's other things that I have of the Beatles. I have some of the Yellow Submarine figures. I wanted to bring that out too. Maybe at the end I'll film it again because I want to film my my other Beatle figures that are up on a bookshelf, and I'll include those, and I'll include the original Corgi Yellow Submarine, which is in beautiful shape, and it's an original. Oh look, this is what I was talking about. Um, it's autographed. Oh look! I got George Carlin to autograph this for me when I worked his tour years ago, and he signed it right there. George Carlin, Class Clown, original album. Ooh, I want to break it. That's pretty cool. So this one, as you can see right here, is where Roger Moore signed the album for me, which I thought was very nice. Let's see. How do you do it? There you go. Well, is that awesome? And I love albums, man. Were albums great or what, man? So cool. And I got him to sign that for me, man. Oh, look, Roger Moore, man. And over here, um, I just wanted to show you something. Original Sergeant Pepper's. Original. In beautiful shape. Check this out. I always took care of my stuff, man. Look at that. Beautiful. There was nothing like putting that record on the turntable. I can't explain how cool that was. Um, it was just, man. I know I sound like a broken record by saying, "Oh, it was great times," but I'm not lying. I mean, it was some fantastic times. You look at the music today. You look at the movies today. Do they even come close to things like The Godfather, as I have to mention all the time, I think, in every video, Silence of the Lambs, and American Graffiti, and Dirty Harry. I made so many. I can go on and on about the films and music from back then. Great times, y'all. Great times. So I wanted to present that to you, and also I would like everyone to, keep the UK and Ireland and Scotland in their prayers. I know they're enduring a lot right now, and I I hope that things get back on track for them. They're beautiful, wonderful people. I've been all over the Isles. I've been to Ireland, I've been to England, I've been to Wales, I've been to Scotland, and fantastic, fantastic people. Funny. You wanna laugh. You wanna laugh. Get around some of them folks over there. They will keep you in stitches. Anyway, guys, have fun. Thank you. Hit like and subscribe if you like this. If this video ever gets to you, who the heck knows? Anyway, have a good night. These are the other Beatle figures that I was talking about. I want to say they came out around 95, 96. They're very hard to find for not being that old. And this is the Yellow Submarine from, I believe, the early 70s, 1972, I think. And they're still in good shape. You could see the Beatles in it. And yeah, a lot of stuff. I'll present more things as soon as I dig more stuff out. Okay. And some of the McFarlane Beetle figures too from Yellow Submarine. I forgot all about those. And Metallica, look at that. Oh, those are some sought after figures from McFarlane.